Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Ferrara, and I am a sophomore at University of South Carolina. Today I'm here to talk to you about why we should decriminalize marijuana but not legalize it. Legalizing marijuana would greatly affect the school systems and the outdoors and in the air of our world. The reason why I say do not legalize it is because that once people realize that they eventually got weed or marijuana to be legalized, then they would want to push for other drugs like cocaine or heroin. Therefore, those drugs do not serve any benefit to anything. Studies have shown that people with mental disabilities and physical disabilities are, when they use marijuana for treatment, for medical treatment, they are known to have positive effects towards their bodies. Over 60,000 individuals are behind bars each year for nothing other than just possession of marijuana. This offense costs taxpayers of each state over $1.2 billion. Now, saving $1.2 billion on just decriminalizing the possession of marijuana, an individual can be arrested or detained for driving under the influence of marijuana. That should stay in effect because in the end that will cost us lives. The other reason why we should decriminalize marijuana is because we need to spend our money on better things in our state. By that meaning, if someone, say we use the example of taxpayers are paying over $1.2 billion just to hold those prisoners in jail. Holding those prisoners in jail serves no purpose because the possession of marijuana is not and should not be a crime. If they had a vast amount of it and they were known to be dealing the drugs, anything over an ounce should be a conviction, yes. But anything under an ounce should be just for personal use. If not, then they should provide a medical card, which is new, relatively new the past couple of years, stating that they do need it for medical use, and if so, they should be let free. 90% of our offenders are in jail just for the fact that they possess marijuana only. Possessing marijuana should not be a crime. The reasons why I think it should not be a crime is because possessing it doesn't mean you're actually doing it. And also, it could be under the circumstance to where the person was driving another person's vehicle or someone stashed it there or anything like that. Anything like that, I mean, a cop or a police officer would not believe any statements of that sort, and I know that for a fact. That's the field I'm studying. But I believe that by decriminalizing it, it would save each state plenty of money. The state of California from 1976 to 1985 saved over $1.2 billion just by decriminalizing possession of marijuana. Now, that was used to benefit schools. Instead of holding prisoners in cells and paying for their foods and their 3 square meals a day, they spent that money on the future of this country, which is benefiting the schools, the economy, everything of that sort would be using that money for better purposes. By decriminalizing, it will give the state opportunities to use the taxpayers' dollars for just way more beneficial circumstances. Like, I think this country should be focusing on the future, and it's hard to classify crimes. I do understand that. The From physical altercations, yes, everything of that sort should be criminalized 100%. The fact of possessing one of the more milder drugs of marijuana instead of a cocaine or a heroin, by just possessing under an ounce of marijuana, it should definitely be decriminalized because even most officers in today's society, they don't want to do paperwork, especially doing paperwork for just a little tiny gram or 2 grams of marijuana. They have to fill out multiple sheets of paperwork, and quite frankly, it just doesn't. It's not worth our city and our country's time to be worrying about something that's just going to be legal in, I would probably say, 50 years in all states. But the reason why we should decriminalize it and not legalize it is the fact that it would give the officer the right to give the person with possession a citation instead of going through the court system and charging him with a felony, and that's just not, it doesn't serve our country right to be worrying about things like that.